Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. I think it looks like it's about time we had a new declaration. A strong and firm declaration that we're going to get our country back and we are going to restore our liberties to this country. You know, we can look to my right and we see the grand monument there for our Declaration, and to our left for our Constitution, and even over here we look at a mint for the day that we will go back when the mint is minting real money, gold and silver, not a paper. Well, I tell you what, I think you've settled and dispelled all my reservations, because it has been said that there were 2 or 3 dozen spammers out there running the campaign, and it looks like there's a lot more. Not only have we had this grand crowd, but the crowds have been building. They build on the internet, and it can't just be a few people because they send in a lot of money as well. You know, they tell us that the polls after the debates have all been spam, that they're not reflecting what the people think. But you know, after a while, they'll come to be believers, and I think this crowd today is going to make a few believers out of those who are reluctant. You know, probably one of the grandest thing about the crowds that come, this one included, is that we bring people together. You know, the crowds are diverse. Everybody has their own lifestyle. They like to lead their life, and they also like to spend their own money the way they want to. But you know, the crowds are coming together. You know, even in crowds like this, we will have Republicans here. And of course, there will be a few independents will come. And then there'll be a few individuals who have never been involved in politics and they feel it's about time. And then again, there may just be a few here from the Democratic Party that we welcome. Of course, every once in a while we have a few anarchists show up as well. So it's great that we can bring together, because I think what happens under the welfare state and socialism, everybody's fighting over a piece of the pie that the government takes from us, and it leads to nothing but division and special interests and powerful lobbyists going to Washington. We stand for exactly the opposite. But I do want to recognize a birthday today. This is a birthday, and this group that I want to recognize, it was founded here just several hundred years ago, like in 1775. And I would like to, after I announce this happy birthday, I want those individuals that it may affect, I want them to stand. But this was the day of birth for the U.S. Marines. Any Marines in the audience? Of course, the U.S. Marines back in 1775 and the other various wars were quite different than the way the Marines are used today. They're asked to do some things that I just as soon we not ask them to do. The Marines are the ones who stand behind, as all the other organizations in the military stand behind, defending this country. But we're at a stage now where we have to reassess our foreign policy and not be so careless with sending our troops overseas. I believe sincerely that if this country were ever to be attacked by a foreign function, a foreign source, that every one of us would act like a Marine and defend this country. Can you imagine what would happen in this country if we were taken over by a foreign power because we have weakened ourselves like we are determined to do, and be invaded with a country such as the Chinese, who have a different lifestyle, they're different color, different religions, and they come and say, well, we got to protect our oil in the Gulf of Mexico? Do you think the group in this country would be diverse in coming to the defense of this country? We would stand together. So why is it so hard for those in charge to understand that there is a logical reason for some individuals that have been radicalized as a result and a reflection of an unwise foreign policy? Those individuals who would come here and do us harm have hatred in their hearts. But let me tell you, they don't hate us because we are free and prosperous. That is not the reason. If we don't understand that, we cannot solve our problem. It was mentioned in the introduction about the strong position I hold on declaration of war, which is the Constitution. And there should be no war whatsoever without a proper declaration by the U.S. Congress. And I promise to you one thing for sure: if I am to be the leader and the president, I will never take this country to war without permission and a declaration of war by the U.S. Congress. And a commander-in-chief today, if he were so inclined, has the authority to end the war. We can and should bring our troops home now. I'm not talking about only bringing them home from the Middle East. I'm talking about bringing them home from Korea, Japan, Europe, all over the world. You know, it shouldn't be such a tough decision. Even those who support the intervention in the world, our empire overseas, will have to come and face reality. The reality is that we no longer can afford it, and we need to save the money and bring them home. We are currently now engaged in so many operations overseas. We're in 130 countries. We have 700 bases overseas. We're spending trillions of dollars overseas maintaining this empire. And guess what? We can't even do it without borrowing money from the Chinese. We need to reverse that and stand on our own feet. There is indeed a connection between our foreign policy and our currency. If you study monetary history and you study the history of empires, empires come and go, currencies come and go. Most of the time what happens is a country extends itself too far beyond its borders, whether we're talking about ancient Rome or whenever. They extend themselves too far, and then what do? They abuse the currency because they do not have the courage to tax the people, nor do they have the authority from the people. So what they do is they inflate. They destroy the value of the currency. In the old days, they diluted the metal or clipped the coins.